Hey, how you doing? Austin Hilton here. In this video, we're going to be talking about Churchill Capital. There is some major movement going on with the stock. The stock was up over 7%, almost 8% at end of trade yesterday on some major news. This major news has to do with President Biden, and it looks like the headwinds as it relates to the United States market related to kind of the overall attitude for EV vehicles is changing, and it's changing in the positive for the EV manufacturers, Tesla, Churchill / Lucid, etc. So we're going to be looking directly at why this particular, why Churchill popped. It was absolutely directly correlated to some comments that President Biden has made. Has to do with a lawsuit as well, having to do with the state of California. It's a whole thing. We're going to get into it in a minute. So it's pretty cool news. You may remember that I am extremely bullish on Churchill and Lucid long term. We still have yet to see a car. Hopefully it's going to be really, really awesome, which I think it will. I mean, what they're doing, going after the ultra luxury market, I love. And I'm a long-term bull on this company. I really am. I own this stock, and I definitely think that this stock is headed north. What's the price? I have no idea, because we haven't seen a car yet. I mean, we could, we saw that the stock move up almost 8% today off of the news. Yesterday off of the news I'm about to show you, and that was just on on a piece of news. What's going to happen? We actually see the car gets on the road. People start to drive these things and they love them. I think that's going to be a major catalyst to continue to propel. This could be a $40, $50, $60 stock. I don't know. Could be crazy. It's going to be a fun ride. And I'm definitely in, as well as I'm in it with all the other EV players. I'm in Tesla, XPeng, NIO, you name them. I love them all. And even ChargePoint, I'm in there as well. So yeah, that's what we're going to talk about in this one. So as always, this video is for entertainment purposes only. And if you get value out of this video, please do two things. Subscribe to the channel, become part of the community. I'm a 30-plus year investor, and I have one goal, and that's to help you make more money in the stock market. So I'm making these videos for you to help you know what's going on with the latest and greatest info related to your companies that you love and you follow. I'll give you my input on them. I give you what I think that they're going to do, as well as maybe when it's applicable, what the analysts think. If that's something you care about, we'll talk about that as well. As well as I have a series of videos where I bring you momentum and trending stocks that are hitting their 52-week highs that you can jump on the trend and make money as the stock continues to go up. I got videos like that on my channel. I do those about every couple of days. And also bring you the occasional penny stock video as well. I love penny stocks, and sometimes they're just fun. Okay, so that's basically my commercial. Let's do this. Let's go look and see what's going on with Churchill. Why did the stock just pop yesterday? It was a nice green day. So let's go take a look at the piece of information I've got for you. Here we go. So as I mentioned, the stock ended trading yesterday up 7.8%. So it was up $1.44. Nice little move. You can see there was some volatility. It moved around a little bit, and in after hours trading, it did give up a little bit of its gains, but that's okay. The Nasdaq overall yesterday was a really nice green day. A lot of my stocks, they looked good yesterday. So yeah, it's good stuff. Okay, so I want to look real quickly at a 5-day. It looks like we might be maybe coming back from kind of this low that we hit on April 21. We're up about 9.8% of that off of that low, and the bulk of it was really in this, in yesterday's trading, obviously, right? So if you look at kind of a 1-month chart, similar here, we've kind of been slowly kind of just inching our way down here, hit kind of this low on April 20th, and then we bounced back for a really nice 1-day gain. I do think that this stock is going to continue to rise as long as we can get some positive momentum and positive catalysts. I don't see it doing a ton until we see the car itself, all those kind of things. I think that's our major event. So I think we will continue to maybe move around a little bit. But if we continue to get news like we've got, like we got with this piece of article, this piece of news I'm about to show you, we may continue to see some momentum off of that. Because what I would also point out is that let me show you this. We pull this up, this chart real quickly. Let's do a 6-month chart. This looks better. So if I do Churchill, NIO, if I do Tesla, and things like that, what I want to show you is outside of the blue, the massive spike here that Churchill had, you can see a little bit of Churchill kind of settling into a trend line as of late that follows the other EV players. Obviously there's another one, there's Xpeng, there's Li, etc., but they're all kind of they're very similar. And so it looks like Churchill's kind of falling in and shadowing, that's what I call it, is they're kind of shadowing these other stocks as well, because again, they are an EV stock, right? And so I think it's kind of looks like it's definitely starting to trend. Now you'll notice the blue line here, the top blue line. You see how it's starting to bounce a little bit more, even more than say NIO and Tesla. And now maybe that's the beginning of a nice uptick. We still need some more days to put some more days here related. So let's take a look at what our piece of information here is. So one big reason why Churchill Capital is zooming higher. Okay. Before we get to that, we all know, look, this is a nice change of pace. Being an EV investor in the last couple of weeks, a month plus, not been a lot of fun. Basically, the market kind of shifted. A lot of money, a lot of investment capital moved out of the EV space and moved into more traditional stocks, things like that. We had rising bond yields going on. It's not been a heck of a lot of fun as of late. It's been kind of hard to watch these EV stocks. But they look like they're starting to kind of turn around and come back, right? So we also had the major chip shortage that's been talked about to death. And I definitely think that was a headwind. It amplified existing concerns about the valuations of many EV players, such as Churchill, also in the face of rising bond yields. I just mentioned that. Okay, but let's look at specifically what happened to give this nice little one-day pop that my hope is the beginning of a nice upward trend as we move along. Okay, so they're basically, as I've already alluded to, I've already mentioned, we got a nice boost courtesy of the President Biden. So the Biden administration is reportedly, this is basically the lawsuit aspect or the legal battle. So the Biden administration is reportedly looking at ending a legal battle with California over regulation of motor vehicle emissions. California is the largest auto market in the U.S. and has been a leader in setting some of the strictest regulations in the country. A waiver under the Clean Air Act allowed California stricter regulations to become the de facto national standard, end quote. Accordingly, auto manufacturers petitioned President Trump for relief from these standards. The Trump administration provided this relief, reinstating federal fuel economy standards and limiting the legal authority of states to set their own fuel economy standards. Now, here's where the wrinkle comes into play. Biden is now looking at reversing this decision, basically the decision that President Trump and his administration put into play. Okay, so Biden is now looking at reversing this decision. By doing so, investors believe that stricter fuel emission standards will directly benefit EV makers like Lucid Motors and Tesla. Okay. So this is a big deal. Okay. Additionally, Biden appears to be willing to double down on his efforts to beat China in the EV race. At a tour of an electric bus, and I apologize because I'm reading this almost directly, but this is all really relevant, guys. At a tour of an electric bus and battery manufacturing facility on Tuesday, Biden said, quote, "We have a lot of catching up to do, but we're going to be in a position where we ought to own the future. We ought to be the single most significant suppliers of electric buses and vehicles in the world before it's over. Right now, we're running way behind China." I agree. I mean, Tesla is amazing. I own Tesla stock. They're an amazing EV company. But overall, from everything else, China is absolutely ahead of us. Infrastructure, the support of the government, all those kind of things, right? These comments suggest more in the way of political support for the EV sector could be on the horizon. Biden has already pledged direct support for the EV sector via his American Jobs Plan. The political landscape appears to be very positive for EV stocks right now. Accordingly, this optimism is being priced in today. So there you go. That's the reason that our Churchill Capital stock popped yesterday. Let's wrap up with a few final thoughts. So look, guys, here, long term, you're either in or you're not, right? It's where at Churchill, it's one of the. This is absolutely a long-term play. We've got to get the car, the Lucid car on the street, see how it does, see how it performs. Well, number one, it's got to be delivered. It's got to be delivered on time, in great shape, be a good car. not have any major issues and all that kind of stuff. It's just all got to go well. I mean, then those are some ifs, right? I'm pretty confident in their ability. They've got some very, very big heavyweights behind them and advising them. I did a video on that the other day. You can go check it out on my channel here. There's another Churchill Capital video I did a couple days ago, I believe, where I talked about that. They're doing all the right things. Okay. I view this as a long-term investment, period, end of story. This is a minimum 12 months, 3 plus 5 year investment. This could be one of those where you look back and go, man, I wish I would have been in Cciv because, they're now trading at $200 a share or whatever it is. This is going to be a fun one to watch and a fun one to be involved in. And my hope is, and my belief is that it's going to do well. I mean, right now it's extremely speculative. And if that doesn't fit your kind of investment profile, I mean, it is speculative, and there's a lot, and there's stuff that could go wrong. We all know it, guys. Let's just say it, right? But I think it's going to be okay, and I think it's going to go well. And I'll keep you updated with all the news and information related to these guys. And when something breaks, I'll bring it to you. All right. So hope you've enjoyed the video. I'll see you in the next one. And if you haven't already done so, subscribe to the channel, become part of the community I'm building here. I want to help you make some more money in the stock market. That's my goal. Period. End of story. Drop a like if you got value out of this video. I'll see you later. Take care. Bye.